Hi everybody. I am joined with Lórien. Lórien, yeah. I know I
Yeah,
asked this
Lórien.
question. Yeah,
You're grand.
Lórien. I'm so nervous. And it's going to be the beginning of our interviews over the next week. I'm so excited to be interviewing so many of the candidates for this year's election. And here's our first one. So,
Hi,
tell
everyone.
me. Oh yeah, you introduce yourself.
Yeah, no,
everybody.
you've done a great job. So my name is Lórien. I'm running for the position of Green Campus Senator, and yeah, I'm just delighted to be here and be part of this interview series.
So, tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm 22. I am from Wexford, and I'm in my second year studying primary teaching at Maynooth.
Brilliant. That's so exciting. How would you describe yourself in maybe 3 words?
In 3 words, I would probably say outgoing, passionate, and bubbly.
Brilliant for a role on Senate.
Yeah,
Just
I
to be
think
able to
so.
get involved.
Just hitting all
you don't
key
want to
points
be
there.
Yeah, you don't want to be nervous, you don't want to be sitting back, you want to be involved, engaged in everything.
Exactly. That's definitely me. Anyone who is in any of my lectures will know that I'm that one really annoying person in all the lectures who always has something to say. That's definitely me.
Perfect. What do you think the role of Green Campus Senator entails?
So I think a lot of it is I'll be working, if elected, I'll be working really closely with the VP for Student Life and kind of making sure that any campaigns, any events that are run are done in the most sustainable and eco-friendly way possible. But then also working with all of the other officers on their campaigns. I know both the candidates for education this year are really passionate about sustainability, so it's really great to see that. And then also accountability is a big thing, so making sure that the officers are living up to their promises and their manifestos, and making sure that they are committed to doing that in a sustainable way. And then finally working with the university itself as well, and kind of creating links with what they're doing in terms of sustainability, because I know there's so much they have going on at the moment, and I think really promoting what the university are doing as well through the SU channels, so that students are aware of what's being done.
Brilliant. I just feel like this year has been such a year for sustainability, even on the campus. With the SU, there's been so much involvement. I can't wait to see more of it in the years to come.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
What do you think you can bring to the role?
I think definitely passion is one thing. It's an issue that I'm so passionate about, and I've such an interest in, and I've really kind of put a lot of time into researching, and I have a good kind of idea of what's going on in the sustainability sphere. And then also experience. So I have experience working with the SU before, and just of being a student, which I think is the most important experience you can have, because we are a students' union and it's about student needs and student issues. So the experience of being a broke student who is living on pot noodle until the next payday, and kind of being able to bring that and make sustainability something that's relevant and accessible to students.
Brilliant. How have you been involved within the university or the students' union before now?
So I was an academic rep in my first year for my class in Frebel in primary teaching, and that kind of involved a lot of liaising with university staff and engaging with students and really listening to their issues and what was going on with them, and then representing their voices. And I also not only liaised with the university in that role, but I also met with the INTO, which is the Irish National Teachers Organisation, and that's the national trade union for primary teachers in Ireland. So I've had meetings with them in my role as academic rep, and really representing the student voice on that kind of level. And then also with the Teaching Council, which are the regulatory body for teachers in Ireland. So I had meetings with them as well, and attended Teaching Council summits where I kind of spoke and advocated on behalf of students. So So I do have experience kind of doing that side of things. And then also with my kind of involvement with the SU and engagement, I was a student engagement ambassador as well. So I do love just like chatting to people. Like that's literally my favorite thing to do. So just getting out there, like meeting students, meeting new people, hearing kind of their stories and what they want. I helped to run the coffee mornings last year in the SU. If anyone ever went to those, they're on like every Wednesday morning in the SU. So if you're ever attending one of those, you'll definitely remember me making tea and coffee and probably not doing what I was supposed to be doing and actually just talking to people. So I do kind of know like how to get out there, how to get students involved, how to get that engagement, and really how to listen to the needs of students, which I think is the most important thing.
Excellent. That's really good. For maybe people who haven't seen your face before or haven't seen you over Instagram, maybe tell us a bit about your campaign.
Yeah, so my campaign, I'm running on kind of 3 main points for my campaign, and they are accessibility, awareness, and action. So in terms of accessibility, I really just want like sustainability. I want everyone to know that sustainability is for them because, you know, this isn't an issue for one group of people or for a certain kind of people. Like it's really for everyone. And, you know, I think a lot of the things that are touted as, you know, if you want to be sustainable, do this, like, you know, go vegan or shop organic or, you know, walk or cycle to work, things like that, like, which are great and are necessary. And, you know, if you can and want to do those, that's brilliant, but it's not for everyone, you know. Organic food is expensive, you know. If you live rurally or, you know, things like that, walking or cycling might not be an option for you. So really, I want to provide a range of sustainable options and sustainable practices to make it so that everyone can find something to suit them. Because, you know, me living sustainably might not look the same as you living sustainably, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing, you know? And then also in terms of that point on accessibility, I think people of colour and ethnic minorities and people with disabilities are disproportionately affected by climate change. As much as, you know, it affects all of us and it will affect all of us, those are the groups that are most severely affected. But they're actually some of the people that you hear from the least on this issue. So if elected, I would really love to work closely with the ethnic diversity senator and the Dairy senator to make sure that those kind of voices are being heard and that they're involved in the conversation. In terms of awareness, then I think, you know, that's obvious. If you don't know what the issues are, then you can't do anything about it. So really, like working on campaigns like the Green Week and things like that to raise student awareness about what the big issues are, whether that's something, you know, a big global issue like fast fashion or like deforestation, or if it's maybe something on a smaller scale like, you know, food waste or biodiversity on the Maynooth campus itself. And then in terms of action, actually going out and doing something about these issues, because, you know, we could sit here and talk about them all day, but it's action that's going to make change. So I suppose actions on a university level and then on, you know, a national level, whether that's signing petitions or lobbying TDs to make change, and then on an international level as well, working with kind of global groups and global movements to make a change in this area. So that's kind of an overview of the campaign and what I kind of stand for.
Brilliant. Yeah, I know myself, like I'm trying to be more sustainable. I'm doing as much as I can, starting kind of slowly, getting myself into things. But I just feel like it's people like kind of like you educating, getting the word out there. Like this time last year I mightn't have known a lot of stuff. And since like reading up on it, like especially the last year has been a big deal for sustainability. It's brilliant stuff.
Huge. Yeah.
How do you plan on securing the votes of the students?
So, as you know, I'm running for Green Campus Senator. I'm running a totally carbon neutral campaign. So I don't have any posters or merch or anything like that. It's 100% digital. So kind of the main platform that I'm using at the moment is Instagram. So if anyone doesn't follow me already, go follow me at Lórien for Green Campus. And that's where you'll find kind of all the information about me, all the information about my campaign. My manifesto went up there on my Instagram today. So you can go check that out. And then that's really where I'll be. I'll be on my stories, kind of talking through my manifesto points, and really just getting to know people, because that's what it's all about. So like my DMs are always open. I'll have question boxes up, things like that, for you to get to know me a bit better. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for, that if people see my message and get to know me a little bit, that they'll believe in me and that they will support me to represent them.
Brilliant. What plans sorry, I hate it's just a bit of an echo. What plans or ideas do you have if you are to be elected?
Yeah, so I think, like you've said, the last year has been huge for the sustainability movement. And I think, like COVID, as awful as it has been, and as much as it has impacted our lives negatively, I think it's presented us with a huge opportunity in terms of sustainability, and huge opportunities to do things differently and to find new ways of doing things. So in terms of like how campaigns are run, even in the SU, like you'll see so much more online this year. Now I know, some people are still doing posters, but there's so much less like paper and everything used, which I think is brilliant. The voting is all going to be done online this year, which is great, because like in SU elections in the past, there's just so much paper used and so much wasted, because you do your vote, you tick your box, and then that's that dumped in the bin. So those are things I really want to keep going with the SU, to keep elections online, to keep campaigning as much as possible virtually or carbon neutrally, and not to have as much kind of waste around that. And then in terms of university then, what I would love to see is a continuation of students being able to submit things fully online. So obviously we've all been doing that now for the last year, and everything gets submitted online. And like I think that's just a win-win all around, because I know myself, I am that person like panic printing assignments in the library 10 minutes before they're due, and then there's no money on your student card, and like it's a whole thing. And like there's really no need for it. And then that's, again, it comes down to waste, because where does your assignment go realistically? Probably into the bin after it's been read and corrected and everything like that. And like the last year or so has proven that it can be done online, because we have been doing it online. So I'd really like to push for departments to kind of get on board and work with our sabbatical officers as well next year to kind of keep that going and keep assignments being submitted online, and then also to kind of highlight what is already being done, because like the University Green Campus Committee are doing so much in terms of sustainability and promoting biodiversity on campus, but you don't really see that much of it. Like it's all kind of done behind the scenes. And I think if elected, I'd love to highlight that a bit more, because it would be great for students to know. And like you said, like it's about getting the word out there. And if students are aware of these initiatives and kind of know what's already been done, it's much more encouraging to kind of get involved and to kind of do something about it. So I think things like that, building partnerships with the university and working with them in terms of partnership with university staff and SU staff to really reach the goal of making Maynooth a leader in sustainability, which sounds ambitious, but there's so much being done already that I think if we all pull together, like we really can be a beacon of sustainability that other universities can look to and go, oh, they're doing a great job, like we could do something like that. And I think it's possible. It's ambitious, but it's possible.
You know, as we were saying before, like the interview, how Maynooth is such a small campus, like something like that can definitely be done in such a small like environment and then spread out hopefully across the country to other universities. It's a really, really good point there. How are you planning on like campaigning for students if you were to get the role?
I think like I said, like I just love chatting to people. I love meeting people, and I think really listening to students, like it's the only way to go forward in terms of representing, because you know, I, as much as I have ideas and I have plans, I'm just one student, and I don't represent everybody and I can't speak for everybody. So I think it's so important to just talk to people and see what they want and what they need. So in terms of kind of doing that in practice, like I said earlier, my DMs are always open. If elected, I will have an Instagram page that, you know, anyone can contact at any time. Hit me up, let me know your ideas. Question boxes like on the SU Instagram, having a physical one if, fingers crossed, we're back on campus next year. You know, for ideas, for suggestions, for complaints. If you think, you know, something's being done wrong and you think you could do it better, like, tell me about it. You know, I want to know, because like I said, it's all about partnership. It's all about collaboration. It's all about all of us coming together and sharing our ideas and finding out, you know, what's going to work best for everyone. So I think in terms of campaigning for students, it's listening. It's listening to students and seeing what they want and what they think. Because at the end of the day, like, it's going to be us. It's going to be our generation, you know, 2021's students that are going to take on the burden of this problem. You know, in 5 and 10 years' time, like, we are going to be the politicians. We are going to be the CEOs. And it's going to be us who are making the decisions on this, and it's going to be us really who it's going to be on to fix it. So I think the earlier we start, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, that's a brilliant point. I actually on your Instagram the other day. Really good. And kind of like my final like big question now. What does the position mean to you?
So I think in terms of what the position means to me, like, it's really just an opportunity. It's an opportunity to be part of something and to be part of changing Maynooth for the better, and changing, like, you know, as grand as it sounds, the world for the better. Because like I said, it's all of us, you know, it's all of us being part of this that's going to make the change. And I think that's what it is for me. It's an opportunity to kind of get out there and represent students and hopefully get students involved, get other people involved. And, you know, I'm not going to fix this problem on my own. So it's an opportunity to create links and create partnership and create a space for collaboration and positive change. I'm a big believer in, you probably saw this on my Instagram as well, but the quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And I think this position is an opportunity for me to live that phrase.
Brilliant. That's so exciting. Okay, so this is like, I think this is my favorite part. It's gonna be my favorite part of all the interviews. Quick fire questions. So for anybody listening, I just had an idea of, like, as much as like we're getting to learn about like the campaigns, we also need to learn about the people who are going forward, who are going to be on our SU next year, who are going to be on our Senate. So these are just a couple of questions, the real questions you want to know. Like,
oh yeah, the hard-hitting questions.
Like tea or coffee, like it's serious stuff here. So what toppings do you put in your pancakes?
Lemon and sugar all the way.
Oh, lovely, nice traditional pancake there.
Yeah.
Now, would it be like a crepe or American style? Like, I know I didn't say this.
Oh, crepe.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, definitely a crepe. Yeah, 100%. If someone serves me American style pancakes on Pancake Tuesday, like, they're going back.
Yeah, no.
That's not how we do things around here.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast, definitely. I'm a big breakfast person. I love, like, as much as I love pancakes and waffles and everything, I also just love cereal. Like, I would eat cereal
Which
all
favorite
day, every
cereal?
day. My favorite cereal is probably like it's the Aldi version of Special K and red berries.
Oh, I love Special K. Love it.
Yeah, it has like little bits of strawberry and raspberry and stuff in it. It's brilliant. It's good.
Now, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, I do believe in ghosts. I'm not sure if that's going to be a controversial one, but
Have you
I
had
do
any
believe in ghosts.
weird encounters before with a ghost? Or like
So my friend, one of my best friends from school, her granny's house is haunted, and like it's common knowledge amongst all of
yeah,
us because like we've all been there and it's like it's a man who lived in the house. It's a really old house, and it's a man who lived in the house, and he sits on the stairs and they kind of think it's like he's not malicious or anything, like he doesn't, mean any harm, but he just sits on the stairs and watches over the house.
that's mad.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. I'm really
Yeah.
into that. Do you have any like favorite songs, or like what's your favorite song at the moment?
My favorite song at the moment is probably Keep It Gold by Surfaces. I'm a bit obsessed with Surfaces at the moment. They're a band and they just do like the nicest, like good vibes kind of summer music. And as soon as the sun has come out, like in the last few days, I know it's still freezing cold, but like I am in summer mode. I'm ready for some summer tunes, some good vibes. So Surfaces are really great. But I also love Mac Miller, so I do have to give Mac Miller a bit of a shout out.
Like on the same music, what was like the first concert you attended?
The first concert I ever went to was Damien Rice in Marley Park in 2007. So I think I was like 8, I want to say. But that was my first ever concert.
Wow. I think you've already answered this question, but what's like a quote or saying that like you live by?
So I know I said earlier I love the quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and I do love that one. But I think my favorite quote is, I think it was Samuel L. Beckett said it, but it's "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better."
Oh, you had that
And
on Instagram, did you?
I did, and I love it. Like it's just like I love that kind of fail again and fail better, because it's really about, yes, you're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but it's about picking yourself back up and learning from them. And even if you make another mistake, you learn from that, and it's all about like moving forward. And I really like that.
I'm such a believer in like the mistakes you make are like what like brings you through life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
like especially being, in primary teaching, we're all about the learning curve, and like, none of us, we never stop learning. So every mistake is just an opportunity to do things differently.
Brilliant. What is like the funniest prank that you've ever played on somebody, or that somebody has played on you?
Okay, so this one, it's not actually something that I did or was played on me, but it was one that I witnessed. And it was in a school that I worked in a while ago. And the teacher, one of the class teachers, got like 2 of the kids in the class to run up the corridor and like find the caretaker. And the kids were in a panic and they were going, there's a leak in the classroom, there's a leak in the sink. And like the caretaker was like, oh no, and was like running down the corridor. And then when they got to the classroom, it was like it was a leak, like a vegetable. Which is like, it's simple but effective, and like the kids thought it was hilarious, because they were all like in on the prank. And the caretaker, not so much, didn't find it as hilarious as the rest of us, but I think that's probably the funniest one that I've witnessed.
Oh no, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for being with us today. It was so exciting getting to talk to you and learn more about Green Campus Senator and your campaign.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been great.
Thanks so much. Okay, everybody. So we will be back here at 5 o'clock with another interview. So stick around, come back. Also, if you can't get to see any of the interviews live, don't forget that they're going to still be on our YouTube channel for the next 2 weeks. So see you all then. Thank you so much again for coming today.
Bye.
To vote on March 10th. See you.